Hi everyone, welcome back to our Bluesy Water channel. Today I have Tobias Segal with us from Promolife.com. They sell a whole wide range of ozone equipment. I recently made a big switch to work with Promolife for many reasons, which we're going to discuss in this video. I've looked at many ozone companies and I really like this company. And one of the things that's critical when you get into ozone is that you have support, and this company gives free support. So Tobias, welcome. And
thank you.
Just tell me a little bit about yourself and the company, please.
So I've been with the company for about 12 years, and I do all the operations for the company. So I help with, making sure the products are launched properly, making sure we have the support in place to make everything, make sure the customer knows what's going on. So overall, what our goal is to produce a really high quality product, but also to give the ability so customers can have support, so they know that they're using it properly. Like our philosophy is, we can sell the greatest piece of equipment in the world, but if the customer doesn't know how to use it, it's worthless. And so our goal is to connect the dots together so the customer has the tools needed so they can be successful with ozone therapy.
So yes, I was working with the company, but there was just no support, and ozone is very serious. And when you purchase a system, I want you to have support all the way around. And with Promolife, you're going to get free support. A lot of times people are very don't have questions about setting it up, and there's that initial stage of what to buy, to be like an oxygen tank, where to get it. So this is a beautiful home therapy, but it does need the support, and you're going to get that free support with Promolife. And the quality of the products, I've looked into it, is excellent. And this is key. You get a lifetime warranty on the generator, which is the guts of the kit. The accessories are very cheap. So, if a catheter goes bad, they're a couple of bucks per catheter. So the generator is the guts of the system, and the lifetime warranty on the generator for me is, and the support, that's gold. So just real quickly, I just want to go into the quality of the generator, and I know you offer different generators. We're going to pull up real quick our kits that we're offering. So we're offering two kits, and there are two types of generators. If you want to go further, we could do an a la carte system for you, but really this is what you need. So yeah, let's go over these kits real quick and just briefly. This is the guts of the system, the generator. So let's just, well, first of all, I want to say that the guts of the generator are the same, the quality of the core components. What you're paying for more in the second generator is you get what's called a adjustable gamma control, so you can really dial in the gamma for people who really want to fine tune that. So can you please just go over these generators real quick?
Yeah. So really the main difference is both are going to be incredibly effective, but in Ozone Kit 1, you have what we call fixed ozone concentration. Now, it's still somewhat adjustable through the oxygen flow, but with fixed ozone concentration, you're kind of set to a few points of ozone. So if you need like a low concentration, if you're working with kids or other situations, you might want to consider Ozone Kit 2 because it gives you that ability to dial down that ozone concentration. So realistically, for like the average, home user who handles ozone really well, Ozone Kit 1 is great. If you have more needs in regards to like different ozone concentrations, if there's other people that are going to be using it who have other needs, you might want to consider Ozone Kit number 2 because it's going to give you more. It's going to give you a larger variety of ozone concentrations, which for some may be needed.
And real quick, just to make this clear, there's a term called gamma, which is a word to use to describe the concentration of the ozone. So you have an oxygen tank, and the oxygen goes through the generator. So the slower the flow, the more concentration, because essentially the faster it goes, you're getting more oxygen mixed with the ozone. So you can actually, if you don't have the funds and you buy kit 1, you want to, let's say, go 40 gamma, which in the regulator, it would be between two settings. What I do, I have an inexpensive generator. you know, you can just literally change the regulator while you're filling a syringe and just figure out the averages. It's pretty easy, and we can help you with that. If you don't have the funds, you can make this work. Here, you can really just dial it down to a T.
There's really two ways you can adjust ozone concentration. The first way is by adjusting the oxygen flow on the oxygen regulator that connects to the tank. And all that does is it increases or decreases contact time inside the ozone generator. So the lower the flow, the more contact time, gives it more time to turn into ozone. The faster the flow, the less contact time, less time to turn into ozone. And then the second way to adjust the ozone concentration, and this is only on kit number 2, is you have a dial that goes up and down. And what that's actually doing is it's adjusting the frequency. And so when you adjust the frequency, you're able to increase the ozone concentration. And then when you dial it down, you're going to decrease the ozone concentration. So essentially you're telling, the generator is telling the ozone production module, here's more power, here's less power. With less power, you're going to get less ozone. More power, you're going to get more ozone. So those are your two ways that ozone is adjusted.
So we have 2 levels of generator. We're going to discuss just the quality of the guts of the generator. You have more flexibility to control what's called the gamma, or the kind of concentration with this generator. If you contact us, we can explain these generators in more detail and see if it fits your needs. You're just going to have to work it a little bit more with this generator if you want to fine tune the gamma. And this one, you can really just dial it in with ease. So just as far as the guts of the generators, just can you please describe technically, well, they have a lifetime warranty.
Yeah.
Just for people who are researching specs and technical side, just briefly go over that, please.
So we have to use 100% ozone resistant materials inside the ozone generator, because if we don't, it's going to degrade the cell over time. And then next thing you know, you're having to send your generator in for repair because it's going to break down. So we use all 100% ozone resistant components, and we use a different dielectric. We use a ceramic dielectric versus glass. Ceramic is a fully oxidized material, and same with glass. But the huge advantage over ceramic, and this is the big thing that people don't realize, heat is the #1 destroyer of ozone. Ceramic cools 30 times faster than glass, and so we're able to reduce the heat level in these ozone generators substantially faster than somebody who uses a glass cell generator. So, and what this really boils down to is we have a much more stable ozone concentration. We're able to get more ozone production, so therefore you're getting more for your money essentially by using a ceramic. And so I always like to say, you know, do your own research. You'll find that ceramic is a phenomenal material to use with ozone. It's widely used in the medical industry. It's actually, if you look at ceramic and you compare it to glass, if you look at that mole scale, ceramic is right below diamonds in regards to hardness factor. So it's considered one of the more hard materials out there. And so it's fully oxidized. So there literally can be absolutely zero interaction with ozone. It does not leach anything into the ozone stream. It's 100% pure. Same with glass. Glass is great as well, but it has the cooling factor that glass does not have.
Thank you. Excellent. Once again, with a lifetime warranty, they would not want units coming back. So this is made. It's made to last.
We want every generator to last for as long as possible, and that's our goal. We don't want people to be sending units in for repair all the time. That's a bad business model on our end. So we have to make sure that that's not going to happen. So
most people are going to go buy an oxygen tank to feed the system, and you can contact us, but I don't want to get into great depth here. And Promolife can help you with all this. Typically, people go to a welding supply store like Airgas or Praxair and purchase a industrial ozone tank. And I don't want to get into great discussion. Praxair and Airgas use the same oxygen as they do in their medical tanks. The only difference really is the inspection. The inspection on the medical is slightly stricter. Is that correct?
To say the least. I mean, I've heard different stories from other places. You know, some say they're cleaned twice where industrials clean once, and then I hear they don't actually do that. But the main difference with medical and industrial oxygen is chain of custody. So An industrial tank does not have chain of custody because there's really no point. Medical oxygen has chain of custody, and basically what that means is they're trackable. So a medical oxygen tank has a lot number, so they know where it's going, who's getting it. Industrial oxygen, that's not really on their radar because it's not, there's just no need. So overall, you can't really screw it up either because an industrial fitting is only set up to receive oxygen. You can't put other gases in that tank. So the risk of contamination is virtually non-existent, but just understand that chain of custody is the big difference in regards to the quality of oxygen. But honestly, the quality is going to be the same. So, I would say 8 out of 10 ozone home users use industrial oxygen. It's phenomenal. I've never heard of anybody having an issue. So, do your own research as far as what type of oxygen you want to use, but just understand that industrial is a really good way to go.
So everything in this kit is ozone resistant. It's built for ozone. You will need to replace some of these parts from time to time, like the catheters and the syringes. You can milk the syringes by using oil on the plunger, but eventually it's just good after so many uses. You'll know when it's time to replace it. Okay, so just really what's in the kit is that we have, in the basic kit, we have the generator, basic generator, the mini. Once again, the guts of all the generators are the same. There's no compromise. It's just features.
That's correct.
So then you get a regulator, which you attach to your oxygen tank to control the flow. Then on kit 1, you get the 2 60 cc ozone syringes, which we basically recommend for nasal insufflation.
That's correct.
There's some other things you can do with it. I like the syringe for what's called the rectal insufflation because you can measure out the exact amount. If you're starting with, let's say, starting off, you're going to go lower volume, lower gamma, which is the concentration of ozone, but you can see exactly what your volume is. And if you're doing a child, let's say you want to do 50 cc or ml?
Yeah, cc's and ml are the same measurement, right. So there's no difference.
So if you want to do, let's say you have a child that's 10 years old, you might be doing 60, 80, whatever ml of ozone. You can see it exactly on the syringe. With the bags, and this does come with a bag, people really want to do large volume ozone. They're already, they know they're already doing 200 or 400, I think it goes up to 750.
Yeah, it does. That's correct.
Some people really love getting into doing large volume. I do personally. Contact me for protocols and practitioner support. We'll give you safe recommendations first and acclimation recommendations, and then as you work up, you'll kind of get a feel for what you like to do. And I'll briefly show you some protocols that I combine with ozone. The syringe covers make it more comfortable for the nose. And then we have basically the earpiece. It's like a stethoscope, and this is for the ears and the brain and the lymph, and it can permeate the sinuses to some degree. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, I think the ear scope is a great tool to use on like yourself. I also use it a lot on my kids as well. It's really easy to do. I think it's one of the easiest, fastest methods of ozone treatment that you can do in your home. Now,
once again, Promolife is going to give you wonderful free support to a limit. They're not practitioners, and they're not going to start acting as practitioners. That's correct, right?
You are 100% correct. That's very well put. We will help you make sure you're using everything properly. We'll give you, and we actually have a really nice instruction booklet that comes with every generator. It visually details how to set everything up because we understand that not everybody wants to get on the phone or get on a Zoom session with everybody. So we try to give multiple options. So you can do support over the phone through video. You can have a booklet that details picture by picture how to set everything up. We also have videos that are pre-made that you can watch as well on how to set everything up. So overall, I mean, what we try to give you the tools to make sure you're using it properly, and we will help you if there's other questions that come up. But as far as like protocol goes, we have basic guidelines that we provide. But if you're looking for like highly detailed protocols, in regards to treating a condition, that's something you'll have to consult your medical practitioner about.
the technical end and the setup at the beginning, it's important to get going, and this is wonderful. You get the free support. Please contact me regarding doing this therapy. Number one, how to synergize it. We're going to get into showing some synergies, how to integrate it meaningfully into a global holistic protocol, and we will set you up with a protocol and monitor you on this therapy. So we need to really check in with you, and this is a very serious therapy. We do not want you to overdo it and go into what's a heavy detox reaction.
Let me add something, if you don't mind. So you bring up a really good point as far as the service that you provide when buying equipment from you. Like, you're right. Like, people like Andrew, you know, it's a really good tool to have somebody like him helping you out, especially when there's like issues that come up when you're doing other modalities. That's something that we're not trained on. We're going to make sure you use the equipment properly, make sure it's set up properly. But when it comes to like interactions or other stuff, if you're doing other things, you know, go through Andrew. He's going to help you with that kind of stuff. His information can sometimes be invaluable that you need as a resource to be successful. You know, we help to a point, but he's going to give you a lot more in regards to that technical aspect, and as far as like how much to do, how long to do it, should I do it every day, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I think that's a really good tool to have.
Right, and that initial setting it up, breaking in, that could literally, for some people are just go on their own, they're fine. But some people, it takes they need an hour or two of support. And honestly, as a practitioner, I can't afford to spend 2 hours with somebody for free. I'd rather focus in on the proper therapy. So yeah, there's a range of issues. I mean, some people are using ozone, you know, just for all kinds of heavy duty infections. And when you're dealing with a heavy duty infection, you really need to understand overall treatment, what's called detox reactions. And then there's a lot of, let's say, Lyme disease. This is complicated. Lyme disease is very resistant. So you can't just have this panacea. I'm just going to do ozone and everything's going to disappear. So once again, please, to get a meaningful understanding of this therapy, it's an awesome therapy, and to do it in a responsible way, please contact me. So then the ear, just as an example, you really need to break in slowly. You can give yourself a horrific earache if you just crank it up and go too long in the first time. There's a break-in process. Everybody reacts differently. That's why you need the support. So first, we always with all these ozone infusions, start at a check it out, kind of let's check this person out, let's go low, see how they react. And if you know you're doing well, you can go up on your dose fairly quickly, but some people are highly sensitive. So we always need to check out in any of these therapies the level of sensitivity. So this is we want people to be empowered. At the same time, if you want self-empowerment, you have to have self-responsibility. You have to learn. One comes with this high-quality lifetime generator, the regulator, which attaches to your oxygen tank, the rectal insufflation kit, which has a 200cc syringe and the bag and 10 catheters. You have your ear insufflation stethoscope, which you call a ear scope, okay?
That's correct, yeah.
And then we have, this is the struck unit. This is, you can essentially, when you turn on the generator, channel the ozone into the struck unit. And when you're ready to fill your syringe, let's say you just rotate it and it fills the syringe.
That's correct, yes.
Okay, and then we have a filter that goes between the oxygen tank and the generator to fill, just to be extra safe. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
We have 2 syringe covers, which basically for the nasal insufflation makes it more comfortable. Probably most people really won't need that, but it's a nice.
It's also great if you're using it with other people. So, you know, it helps, you know, less mucus being passed back and forth. It's really more of like a sanitary piece, in my opinion. And it also is very comfortable. So. Correct.
And then, so we got the, okay, so I think we covered it all. The filter, yes, okay. This is really an incredible kit. You know, if you want to, let's say, add other items, we can just add them in for you and build upon this kit. Kit 2, the main difference in Kit 2 is this second level generator where you can dial in the gamma. So you can control the gamma with this knob here and really fine tune the concentration of ozone.
That's correct, yes.
That's the big change in Kit 2. We do add in the ozone dental mouthpiece and also the water bubbler system.
That's correct, yes.
Now, this allows you, number one, to humidify ozone and drink ozone water. So there are procedures where some people like to humidify the ozone. Let's say you're doing your ears. Some people prefer to go through water and humidify the ozone first. Personally, I don't. I've tried it that way. I just, if I'm gonna have, I'd rather get it over with, get pure ozone into my ears, go through that sort of detox phase, and then when I do it now, I don't get any reaction. But anyhow, you have your choice, and we can explain this to you. Really, at the end of the day, it's how you react and how you feel about it. So you can add this on to Kit 1. You can drink ozone water also, which a lot of people like to do. Personally, I did that for a while. You know, the rectal insufflation is the blood systemic protocol. This can help with digestion, upper GI tract, but it does not go blood systemic. For anybody out there who's drinking ozone water thinking it's getting into their bloodstream, it's just not true. Real quick, let's just, in terms of this blood systemic, this is the reason people love Home Ozone Therapy. They compare it to IV infusion, and I just want to go over the research as you know it. I've done my own research. How does rectal ozone insufflation compare with IV infusion?
I personally think there's advantages and obviously there's disadvantages. The big advantage with rectal insufflation is it's not going to be as, strong as IV ozone, but you can do it several times a day, and you can also do it in the comfort of your own home. So for some, people have to realize, in order to get IV ozone done, you have to find a doctor to do it. You have to drive to his place. Like for me, I have to drive an hour and a half to the closest place to get this done. I have to take the whole day off of work to do it. And so if you're not feeling good, that's a stressful event. The great thing with rectal insufflation is you can literally do it in your home 2 times a day, morning and the evening, and you're not stressed about it, especially if you're not feeling good. It's really easy to do. Yes, it's not going to be quite as effective as IV, but when you look at it from the standpoint of doing it daily, I personally think that it can be almost equal, in my opinion.
Okay, we do have a ozone therapy playlist, and just briefly, I just want to. So here's what's called our antimicrobial program. The ozone is a critical piece of this program, but we have other processes, and you can see we have different titles here. Here's a protocol that practitioners should take a look at for rectal insufflation. This video talks about another very powerful antimicrobial protocol that goes extremely well with ozone. Actually, I learned about this from Russian doctors that do this protocol. They use ozone and this protocol. This is a Russian therapy that very few people know about, so you can contact me, but watch these videos. Okay, real quick, we have another, I'm a body worker, and if you do ozone, this combination ozone therapy with rapid release vibration machine, chi machine, and acupuncture, you don't have to do all of this, but essentially after you infuse the ozone, there's a way to do a self body work detox protocol. It's very easy to do. You watch this video. So you do the ozone, you do this protocol to work on the lymph and work on the organs. And think of it like when you're putting soap in a machine and you put that agitator on heavy duty. It adds an extra detox emphasis. Just real quick here, ozone therapy is really called pro-oxidant therapy. You have to get used to it. It's oxidative stress. It's like having a fire that effectively burns wood. And what happens after you burn wood? You have embers. So you have to quell the embers. So this is talking about another therapy, hydrogen therapy, that helps balance and mitigate the oxidative stress of ozone therapy using hydrogen therapy. You can do this. You're doing this on a regular basis. You can tolerate more comfortably more ozone therapy, and you guys also sell a hydrogen therapy.
We do.
So you can call me and we can look at the different systems. And Promolife has a hydrogen therapy. So if you think of ozone therapy as fire, fire is great. It burns everything up. Think of hydrogen therapy as water. Water puts out fire. I call the ozone like the master enzyme. It creates a ton of, I use the word catalytic, but essentially it triggers a whole bunch of chain reactions.
It does.
So it is like a master enzyme. If you take enzymes, do ozone. This is a master enzyme. It will create all kinds of sub chemicals and compounds in the body to help with it increases the body's ability to process.
Yeah.
As far as this inflammation goes, though, you can essentially, and this is what's important. This is in this video, 10 pass ozone versus home ozone therapy. If you want to go to higher doses, the hydrogen can mitigate that more comfortably. In other words, you can.
That's correct.
I say you can do in 1-2 pass ozone at home. Let's say you're really sick and you want to do 200 and 200 ml. If you're doing the hydrogen, you can tolerate a higher dose. You're correct. Ozone is causes the body to create its own sort of self-balancing, and it's like a stimulation or an activation, just like exercise. I mean, exercise stimulates oxygen, increases oxygen production. But there's always this yin-yang balance, and so especially I'm older, I'm 67, so I use that hydrogen as an anti-inflammatory therapy globally. As you get older,
yeah, and I do want to add, some people going into ozone therapy don't realize this, but they may actually be currently under oxidative stress, just by, the conditions that they're in. So that's where, for a normal person who may not need to do hydrogen to have the benefits of ozone, some people who are already under that active oxidative stress may need to incorporate an antioxidant such as hydrogen to use it with ozone to be successful.
Right. I mean, again, it's kind of like you go to burn leaves in your backyard and you overdo it and you have the hose if you need it, or I call it dampen the burn. Let's say you have a forest and it rains all night. You're going to do a controlled burn like they did in New Mexico, and they burned down Los Alamos literally from a controlled burn.
I get it.
So if you put rain on the forest all night long and then light the match, it's going to be what I call dampening the burn. So
that's a good explanation, a good way to explain it.
Right. So anyhow, these are hydrogen therapy itself has a lot of value. We're teaching you to build your own home clinic. Now, even using the vibration machine, for instance, the Russians, it's a protocol I found out the Russians do. This is something I was obvious to me because I use the vibration machine as part of our detox program. In fact, if you look at our store here, the store really is the master detox program. The Blue Z water will pull metals, chemicals. And actually, if you boost it, it sort of approaches ozone. It's concentrated oxygen. So this is a detox water product. You infuse this in your body. You infuse this in your body. It's another detox product. It'll kill parasites. It's also metals and chemicals. So this is like level 1, and then you use a vibration machine. I call it like the agitator on a washing machine. You infuse, you put the soap in the machine, you turn on the agitator. You don't just put the soap in and walk away and hope you'll have filthy water. Yeah. So now when you want to up the game, you go to the ozone, medical ozone, and our electrostatic vortex therapy, which is sort of the cousin of ozone. But basically, now you're really upping the game on the antimicrobial side and really high level oxidative stress therapy. So this is now you just need to learn how to do this skillfully, but this is the guts of very profound detoxification. A rebounder also can be used to help process the lymph, and anytime you can pump the cells in the body, you're getting a deeper action. Again, just think of an agitator on a washing machine.
Yeah.
It's very simple.
You bring up a lot of really good points. I mean, just in the age that we live in, having these tools at home that allow us to take our health into our own hands. We don't know what's, we don't know what's around the corner next, but as long as we have, the tools to keep our families healthy, I think that's a huge step in the right direction.
Right. And also, if you we have videos teaching the why. So we don't just say, do this, do that. We try to make it common sense. So detoxification and how to do it effectively, for many people in holistic medicine, they start off with the colon health and they understand toxins and they're trying to get rid of toxins. They don't always understand the process. And a lot of times I have a term called therapeutic threshold. Let's say you have a microbial infection. You might do all these things in good conscience, but you never achieve the success. Number one, because you don't have the right synergy of products. You're missing the really knockout products like ozone. You don't know how to do it. So you really want to have a skillful practice and understand what you're doing and then get to that therapeutic threshold and have the patience to go through, maybe depending on where you're at, maybe 3 to 6 months or even a year of doing consistent practice. So we really help assess and evaluate. But as far as tools go, this has been around for about what, 30, 40 years, ozone, in terms of a main.
Oh, it's been around a lot longer than that. They were using ozone therapy in World War I to treat trench foot. So I think it really took off in the 60s for like MAH, for like pulling the blood out, ozonating and putting it back in. So, I mean, I would say it's been used in medicine probably for the past, 60 years.
Right. And then, I think it became pretty popular, right? Like you said, around the 60s.
It took off more in Germany. I think the popularity really took off in the early 90s. That's where we really started seeing it pick up more in clinics, all throughout the world and even in the United States. So, and rightfully so. I mean, it's a simple tool that is highly effective when dealing with like pathogens and viruses and bacteria. So why not have a tool like this to use?
Correct. So once again, we can teach you synergies. My whole goal is to get you to create your own home clinic, basically. So you need to have skill. If you're a mechanic and you're setting up a shop, you need to have skills. So this doesn't come overnight, and that's part of the training, is to understand the why, the how, not to get caught up in, I'm going to do this one therapy. I see so many people, they're sold on one therapy. They think it's going to do everything, like energy medicine tools, and they think it's just going to do everything, and this is absurd. So you want to have a home clinic, understand what the tools are, and then know where you stand in the process as you're trying to heal, and be patient, and then learn these high-level integrative skills. Any other products that you sell that you want to mention?
I mean, we do specialize in ozone. We do a combination of hydrogen as well. We have a few red light therapy products that we offer, but really our bread and butter is ozone, because that's really what we believe in. We have pretty much any accessory that you would need for ozone therapy. So, we really like, what really boils down to is, doing ozone therapy, we've seen, I think the cool thing with ozone is you notice such a fast difference when using ozone in comparison to a lot of other therapies out there. A lot of these other natural therapies, they're great, but the difference is subtle. And so you have to keep doing it for a while to really notice a big difference. Ozone's that one. If you have something going on with you, you're probably going to notice something right off the bat. Whether you're going to have more energy, you're going to feel better. It's such an immediate relief for some people. And I keep seeing it every day and it blows my mind. So I love it because of that.
Correct. And once again, we love these products, love the company. Honestly, I was going to go with you guys at the beginning in the old days, but I was such a stickler for everybody saving. Everybody wants to save a nickel. This is a lifetime tool. So I got caught up in the cheap, but I paid for it basically. The support wasn't there, and the support is huge. You need the support. This is a lifetime investment. It's a quality product that's backed up with a lifetime warranty. So I'm really happy to finally probably make the right decision now
Well, let me add something. One of the reasons why we are a little bit more expensive than a lot of the other companies out there is because we make all of our stuff in the United States. I can't say that for everybody. A lot of people source their stuff from overseas. We've just made a big point not to do that because we feel like we can control the quality. Yes, it's gonna cost us more money to do so, but we feel like you get a much higher quality product in the long run. It's gonna last longer. We can provide better support. If there is warranty issues, we have full control over the parts. You buy this stuff from overseas, good luck getting stuff right now because stuff is not coming on time. So we pretty much have full control over the parts that go into these machines. So we can, if anything does happen, it's fully repairable. Everything goes back to our facility for repair if need be. So, we want to keep it in the United States, and that's our plan.
In closing, you have anything else?
What I want to say is really look at the support that you get in regards to using your equipment. If you can buy equipment, but if you're not using it properly, you're not going to get the benefit. So really what this boils down to is having a team in place that's dedicated to help you, that can help make sure that you are using it properly to receive the benefits. And that's kind of what we've really built our whole foundation on. And that's, I believe, why we have been successful. So, that's really, I think, the best way to treat the customer.
And that's why I'm here, because in reality, as a practitioner, oh my God, the calls I would get over and over and over. This is helping me out tremendously. I need to partner with a company that's going to back up the products with support, and it takes a load off of my shoulders, and I can focus on getting you really focus on the medical side and help you dial in and get the best therapy you need and really process and understand this therapy. And again, if you integrate it properly, especially if you're dealing with very heavy duty infections, we can really help you with a seriously integrated protocol. So this is one of the most amazing tools, antimicrobial tools out there, and in fact, I have a chart somewhere, 100 benefits of ozone therapy. It's not just antimicrobial; it actually can help with all the organ systems. It has a lot of overall health benefits. Okay, so if you want to order either of these kits, please go to blueseawater.com, and we'll post links below to straight into these kits. And also look at our other products. If you want to do the combo parts of our antimicrobial program, the Blue Z Water, the ozone, and the vibration machine, excellent combination. You contact us, we'll explain it. Please go to blueseawater.com to see these kits. And also, please go to our YouTube channel, Google Blue Z Water, we'll put a link below too, and look at our Home Ozone Therapy playlist. And alrighty, so we got a lot of excellent videos here integrating ozone and how to use it with other therapies and really getting into depth about ozone. So Toby, thanks for coming out, taking time in your busy day, and explaining how your company works and your products. It's a pleasure to start a new business relationship with you. And any closing remarks?
Well, thank you so much for having me. We really appreciate it. We're looking forward to working with more people like you that can provide more assistance to the customer. That really means a lot to us when it comes to selling equipment. We really believe that, using the equipment properly is key. And so that's where we're excited to partner with people who are willing to do that. Thank you so much for having me.